Hey YouTube, this is Kevin Bolin of Bolin Small Engine, and today I thought I would share something very special with you guys. This is how I personally make jute fireballs. These things work wonderfully, guys, in cold, wet, damp, nasty weather, okay? I've used them for many years. As you can typically see, I've got 2 rolls of jute here, and I have to admit that either one will suffice in making these fireballs. I do want to note, guys, that I do make them completely natural here, okay, with tulip poplar as the wick. So just to let you guys know, there will be a burn comparison here momentarily. Obviously you're going to see that I've burnt this one slightly. I done a prior video, it didn't quite turn out the way that I wanted it to, so I'm basically making this video as a follow-up to that one, okay? So without further ado, guys, I want to explain what's basically in these fireballs, if you will, these jute fireballs. Basically all I've done is I have taken pine resin, mixed it with a little bit of fatwood and birch bark, and as you can see, here's the birch bark, of course, and the fatwood that I've used. These work absolutely wonderfully, and I know there'll be a few of you that will be saying basically, you know, yeah right, they're not water resistant, so let me at least show that. I'm not going to get the wick wet, guys, not because that it won't work, but because it takes a while for it to get lit. So bear that in mind, guys. So here you go, here's the water. You can see I'm moving it around in the water, and all I'm doing is just drying it off. I'm going to apply it right here, and we're going to light it. And as you can see, it's burning very well. Even in spite of the water, okay, that is obviously soaked itself all the way to the top where the wick is beginning. You can actually see some of the water coming out on my side. So you can obviously see this is very, very, very effective. And this will continue to burn for at least 15 or 20 minutes. I really like them, and they're excellent for starting a fire. I mean, just nothing better, truly, okay? Naturally, you've seen in other videos that I make bird's nests out of these same materials, okay? And the reason being is because obviously you can see that it's very, very, very effective. And it would take very, very little to get a fire going with one of these fireballs. And as I said, they're completely natural. All I've used is the pine resin, as I showed earlier, some fatwood, and birch bark. That's really it. With the exception of a little jute, or as I said earlier, tulip poplar for a wick. Now at this point, guys, I'm going to try to outen this, and you're going to see, even with me blowing on it, okay, it's not easy to blow out. So as you can see, it's very, very, very effective. Now at this point, I'm going to hold it up closer and blow it out. It still doesn't want out. Okay, I think I got it. So you can see, even in spite of me blowing it out, the wick continues to still have little embers, making this a very, very, very effective means of making a fire if you were truly in a survival situation. Now, as I promised, guys, there's going to be a comparison. I'm going to take this one off because obviously you saw that it was made of jute. And I'm going to do the exact same thing with the tulip poplar, There's no tricks here, guys. You can see I'm wiggling around in the water and I'm shaking it off. I'm going to apply it and we're going to light it as well. And as you can see, it's burning exceptionally well. I'm very pleased with these. Like I said, I've used them for a number of years now. I don't want to deny that I've only recently applied tulip poplar, because in honesty, I typically made them, like I said, with jute, okay? And jute is not that expensive. You can find jute at just about any hobby store. I think for this bigger roll here I gave like $3, and for this like $1. And as you can clearly see, that's enough to make many fireballs, okay? As you can obviously see, this is really burning very well. And I want to note, guys, like I said, if I haven't mentioned it already, they'll burn typically for about 10 or 15 minutes, giving you plenty of time to make a fire with them. So I'm going to try to blow on this as well to show you that it's not easy to blow out, just as I showed you in the other. And now I'm going to make an attempt, of course, to blow it completely out. And as you can see, even with natural cordage, if you will, made of tulip poplar, you still continue to get embers, making this very nice for fire making. I will note, guys, that if you're making these on the fly, it can be a little messy, okay? Because in all honesty, you got to roll the balls in the Fatwood shavings. And if you've ever fooled with any kind of pine tar, you know that it's extremely sticky. So anticipate on being just a little messy. And of course, after you roll it in the Fatwood shavings, you can apply the birch bark. Now I know there will be a few of you guys say, well, I don't have any birch in my area. I can respect that, guys. I know how you feel. I honestly have to get it locally from a movie theater who actually has birch trees. So you know, I know exactly what it's like to try to find some of these materials. You can substitute the birch bark for beech leaves. I found that that works very well as well. I think I pretty well covered everything I wanted to show you guys in this video. If there's any questions at all, please leave a comment. I'll be more than happy to get back in touch with you guys. But I think that if you will make these fireballs, you'll be very impressed. And as I said, they are definitely a lifesaver if you choose to make them, okay? And it doesn't really take that long. You can find everything that you need in nature to make these. Honestly, with the exception of the birch, I could make these fireballs within maybe 5 minutes each, and doing it with natural tinders. So bear that in mind, YouTube. Until next time.